let's see. Some green. I gotta throw some Chinese white in it so the sky doesn't go too weak. Right, I think this is good. And I can add some touch of indigo, which I'm going to use. Alright, so all I'm doing is just trying to kill my whites and try to have a nice wash for the snow, the cools, and leaving white some areas which is gonna be snow, like here. Gonna help you. So what I noticed is paper ripples in the middle. I keep painting on the same block, so I just move it a little bit. So I don't want the paint to just sit here. Then they're gonna just right here, just gonna create this ugly shape. All right. And before I go to the water area, I'm going to, there's some areas, just a little bit of cool with cerulean. I'm just throwing randomly where I believe the shadow's going to be, and just like a first wash, don't forget it. It's nothing serious, always a little bit, because this is the first wash. And I can even have some, I wasn't gonna add any browns, but maybe I can add some browns just to give some nice color to the rocks, and some nice color to the actual boat too. So it gives a nice contrast to the painting with some variation. The greens and the browns. You see, I'm just throwing them randomly where my rocks I'm believing going to be. Right, and then I'm gonna get a thicker mop brush, and I get everything I use here on the sky. I'm gonna use them again for the water, maybe even darker. Right, you see? And I think I'm gonna use a little bit more cerulean. You see, it's too wet, just running too much. Not a big deal. I want things to run around. I want colors to mix in the paper. And you're seeing some white spots left. I'm not going to come and fix them, because I really want them to be shining, like some ice pieces, icebergs, small icebergs, large ones. Let me get a clean brush again. You see, this part is just creating really ugly structure here, so I'm just gonna move this paper a little bit around. You see, this is just starting to move. And I notice I don't have a napkin with me. I'm just gonna grab a napkin. Yeah, it's the first time I forget a napkin, because napkin is like an essential thing. It's like a brush. It's like those paints. I have to have it with me when I'm painting, because you just come and really do emergency things and some nice textures. And it's really hard to do them when you don't have a napkin. And the napkin is really matter. Like every time I go for a workshop, I bring my own napkins. I have some soft ones, and I have some nice ones that doesn't cause texture, because some napkins are hard. And you see, this is drying, and I just left it on purpose, these little holes here, and it just happens spontaneously. But I know I'm gonna have a small icebergs or ice pieces there, And also this is drying. And let's get as much as we can, and then I'll see if it's too late to throw in some waves. And I'm gonna make a dark mixture without getting too much too much water in it. And let's see how it's gonna look. So this part is drying, so I'm really careful in editing this part. I really do not want, like, the first thing you can do on your paintings that you start adding paint when it's about to dry. That's the worst time, actually. So I'm adding these because I see it's still wet and not doing any harm. And you see I changed the direction of my paper, so I keep doing that. This way, and then the other side. So the paint runs everywhere evenly. And you see these parts. That's the part where napkin comes handy. Just create some texture and get some ugly lines out. And you see this is still wet. And clean part of the napkin, just gonna get it out. All right. I really think this is okay for the first wash. I just killed most of the white in the paper, and I know where my boat is going to be, and I know where there's an iceberg here now. I'm gonna keep that. It might be behind the boat, but it just, like, I know I'm gonna have icebergs in the water, so I didn't cover them. I didn't leave them on purpose, but when I'm painting the area that they didn't get the paint, I just kept them. So that's why it's hard to make the same one again. But when you're doing it, you can just try aiming on, okay, I'm gonna have an iceberg here, and just leave them. So we can come and fix those later. And maybe a little bit of softening before this guy dries in. All right. So when your paper ripples like this, and when it's too wet, of course, it's good to just move them around, because otherwise this direction is gonna have all the water, and when it's dry, it will look ugly. Or when you move it, this is dried and this is still wet because there's a lot of water here. You move it up and it just like starts dragging all your paint that is just about to dry, and that is so ugly. So that's why I just keep moving around and try to get that water spread up, so it really doesn't just stay there and cause a disaster as soon as I start moving the paper, or it dries like that and it's still a disaster. Okay, so I think this is good as a first wash, and I'm going to wait this to dry. Okay. And always repeat yourself, this is going to dry different. That's a really important thing. This is going to dry different. So always wait till it dry before you make a decision. So that's why in this course I'm teaching you, normally people paint in 2-3 washes, which is actually really good, ideal. I normally do that when I'm painting for myself. But sometimes you need to try a lot of things to fix things, and in watercolor it's not hard. That's why here in all these videos I'm painting, I'm having so many washes. The reason for that is it's a really tricky thing to do in watercolor, and I'm really hoping that I could show you some techniques to build up on the process. So I could have done everything in one piece, but I really want to try it and experiment it and see what I'm gonna do. And when I'm painting this again, I learn from all these things I've just experimented here, and I can apply them. And maybe like in 2-wash or 3-wash, I can just finish this painting. I just do the sky. I know it's gonna be weak, so this time I'm adding more pigment, so I don't have to re-glaze it. And the water, I can just finish it in one go, and then just go this landscape, and the boat, and then small details, and done. But I'm most showing you right now that you can do them with so many layers, with some patience, and not going too dark, just slowly building up the painting. And every time you add some dark, the things that here, the light things, the shapes start to come to life. So that's the reason I want to show you step by step that how you can really bring those lights back. So you see, every time I add some darkness here, remember before this, there was nothing here, but you add this dark, and it becomes a hill. And then I'm gonna add much more darker here when this dries. Then they're gonna push it back and further and further away, and all the little shapes start to come up. Right now it's not obvious what is in here, right? It's just like a blob. But then when it dries, you put some highlights and you add your darkest dark, then the shapes gonna come to life. Okay, so now I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna ground these things down, and then this is going to be the last piece to ground all these water and this iceberg, the landmass. So we can go on the boat in the next wash, get the boat done, and then jump on the small details in this lighthouse. And then this boat, we'll do them in hopefully in one wash. And then we're going to connect everything, this part, the reflection of the boat, and we go back here, and the rigging and everything is just going to connect this painting, and everything's gonna come together. Just want to give some more definition to these snow and rocks here, just to ground them. Trying to keep those shapes as they look like the snow, the iceberg, small pieces, and I don't want to lose them, so it's a really small thing that you should avoid them. I mean, you shouldn't get rid of them, because those small lights are always looking like something like rocks or shiny objects, anything you can imagine. So leaving them accidentally or on purpose is a perfect way to get some nice feeling and nice light capturing on the watercolor. So later you try to do them with some, most of the time with gouache or scratching, but they don't give the same feeling. So try to leave them, and then when you have them, try to, like all of these, you see, just put some darkness underneath and they look like those rocks. They really might shine through that dark snow texture, right? Like this. You could actually do this with a bigger brush. I don't know why I'm using a small brush. It should be way faster and way easier with a bigger brush. And yep, I'm just done showing you some snow part. I am going to call this painting done. Right, and maybe another ice bag. Let's put it right here. Right, when everything you see dark here, and you can just place some highlight on it. Cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna call this.